people can only meet you as deeply as they've met themselves, right? I've been thinking a lot about my emotionality. I'm a very deeply sensitive person. I cry easily. Um, I'm just, things upset me and I cry and then I, move on. I also understand emotions as things that pass. So, they come and go. It's what it is. It's what I've come to understand. However, I've noticed it took me years to come to this point because my family would react very poorly to everything. All my emotions, right? They often thought I was dramatic, too much. Um, and if I said anything like, hey, I didn't like that you did that, or that upset me, they would think I was being a dick, right? Think I'm being aggressive and even like reprimanding them just because I've made a comment about something, about a preference of mine. And I'm realizing that comes from having separated themselves from their needs, right? If when you were a child having needs and expressing them was a dangerous place, right? Because it would hurt you, it'd make you sad, or it was pointless because it would be disregarded, you were yelled at for them, or even worse, if you were violently responded to because you had needs, beaten because of that. Then, of course, to ease your own heartbreak, right? You're going to be like, maybe needs are negotiable, right? My needs weren't met, so clearly sometimes needs don't get met. And so it would make sense that when somebody elevates their needs, you would think their needs are also negotiable, or you get mad that they have them in the first place. Mad slash reactive, right? Like, and also depending on how long ago you put away those needs and how deep away you put those, you might be like, what the needs? I don't have no needs. I never had my needs met. So why do you get your needs met? And I've been realizing that is such an issue of our world. Is like, I didn't get that, so why would I give you that? And it's bitterness, right? It's resentment and it's hurt. It's really hurt from not getting your needs met, right? And I don't know. The way I'm thinking of that needing to be addressed is like, obviously by learning to meet our needs and even saying out loud, I didn't have this thing met. So when I hear you ask about it, it makes me angry. I don't think the world is a safe place. So you asking to create a safe world offends me, because it's really based on our standards. That's how we're going to interact with the world. Our experiences are going to inform how we treat and react to the world. So we have to learn to understand our emotions. We have to learn to understand the things that have had us close our hearts and cause us to react really violently or loudly or quietly to people. Actually, to tack on to this, something just happened that related to this topic. My friend told me we work with young people, and they told me that they spoke to a young person who had a similar experience to them as a child, where the kid found text messages from another person on their parents' phone that would lead to, it was an infidelity text. And they were talking about how, and I remember them telling once about how that was a very jarring and disturbing experience for them. And I intellectually can understand that. But my parents never lived together. And I paused because I'm like, I don't want to put people's business out there, but I have a parent who has been in infidelity, adulterous relationships since I was 7 years old. So for me, logically, you're not supposed to do that. I know that you're not supposed to, but I've also only seen that. So I realized it because I just recorded that first part of the video, and I realized when I was reading my friend's message, I was like, this doesn't, like, I know that this is a big deal because you've said that it is, but it's not hitting, right? It's not hitting me like, oof. And I'm trying to imagine what that experience is like, and I literally cannot even quite fathom. And so, right, instead of dismissing, or what is the big point, or what is, or justifying, or whatever, I realized that that's what's going on for me. And so I was like, hey, this is what's happening for me. Can you tell me what that experience was like? Because I have no frame of reference. I've never had two parents together where somebody coming into it took them apart. I've never been on the side of the not second family, you know? So, just an interesting thing to happen right after recording that first part. But it continues to tell me your standards determine your capacity, like what you have experienced in life and what you are, what your knowledge is based on your experience. And so you will meet others with that. And are we going to meet it with compassion, or are we going to meet it with shut up, shut down,